everybody, and welcome back to the channel and Savory Saturday. Now, if you're new here, welcome to the Run Tall family. I'm really glad you're here and you found us on YouTube. Now, I post running shoe reviews, comparisons, and shoe battles, and all kinds of videos that are related to running throughout the week. But on Saturdays, I'd like to post videos that are related specifically to runners and running nutrition. So I prepare a meal or a recipe out of the Run Fast, Cook Fast, Eat Slow cookbook. And so for today, I'm going to be cooking some meatballs. Now, these are called the Turkey Trot meatballs. Last week, I prepared roasted cauliflower and potatoes. So this is something that would definitely go good with that. But let's face it, meatballs pretty much go good with all kinds of food. Pasta, make them into subs, whatever you want to do. So they're a pretty versatile meal. All right, so let's just get into it. I am going to let you know what exactly you need to have in order to be able to prepare your meatballs, and then we're going to get started. So you're going to need a tablespoon of olive oil, and then you're going to need some finely grated Parmesan. Now this is it says a half a cup. I didn't have fresh Parmesan cheese that I could grate, so I kind of went with the Kraft finely shredded Parmesan, but we're going to make it work. Then we have a half a cup of almond flour or oat flour. If you want to keep it gluten-free, stick with the almond flour. A quarter cup of finely chopped parsley. A half a teaspoon of garlic powder. A half a teaspoon of fine sea salt. A quarter teaspoon of black pepper. A pound of ground turkey, and then 1 egg. All right, now to get started, you're going to want to preheat your oven, which I've got that going right now, and you're going to preheat it to 400 degrees. And then you're also going to want to prepare a baking sheet, and they suggest lining it with some parchment paper, which I've done already. And that's where the olive oil comes in. You know, parchment paper, it's such a time saver. It's absolutely worth its weight in gold. I think I mentioned that maybe last week or the week before, but it just makes cleanup so much easier. Now, we're going to use the olive oil that I've already prepared here in my 1 tablespoon. And we're just going to drizzle it over the parchment paper. That's just to help keep the meatballs from sticking. Now, you can use your hands for this if you want to. I think that's what they suggest in the cookbook. I've got a little brush here. I'm just going to brush it around because I don't want to have to rewash my hands here in a second as I start to put all of this good stuff together. And again, I'm just brushing around the parchment paper. And you know what? It does a pretty good job helping that paper kind of lay flat too. Because sometimes parchment paper, at least for me anyway, wants to fold up or roll up on the edges. And that can make it a little bit challenging sometimes to use. Okay, so we got that done. And I'm just going to set this aside for now. And then what we're going to do is we're going to get a large bowl of your choosing, and we're basically just going to be adding in all of these different ingredients together. And of course, they usually like to start with their dry ingredients, but that's pretty much everything we have with the exception of the turkey and the egg. So we'll leave that till the end. But we've got our cheese, so let's put that in our bowl. We got our almond flour or oat flour, whichever you prefer. And we've got some finely chopped parsley flakes. Now, this isn't fresh parsley. I wish that it was. But instead, I've just got these parsley flakes that I'm using that I had in the cupboard. And then we have some garlic powder for seasoning. You probably noticed as I read off the seasonings that they kept it pretty basic. So I think that in terms of palate, it's going to appeal to a lot of different people. So we got our finely sea salt, and then we got our black pepper. And I'm going to actually just kind of mix this up a little bit first to kind of get everything, all the dry ingredients kind of distributed evenly out before I put my turkey in here. And we're using ground turkey, but you can use, and they do suggest, something like grass-fed beef or maybe bison. So you're talking about, you know, lean types of beef or meat that way. But I'm sticking with the turkey. I happen to like turkey, so I think this is going to work out great for me. All right, and then the turkey, I had, my egg almost rolled off the counter. Oh boy, oh boy. I just have a pound of the ground turkey already in a freezer bag, so I'm going to, if I can get to it here, put that in our bowl. So we got our turkey mixed in there, and then we're going to put our egg in. Hopefully I won't get any shells in there. That'd probably be a first for me. All right, I'm gonna set that aside. Now it says just go ahead and mix it up with your hand. So in this case, I'm just gonna go ahead and do that. And get everything, and you know, if you've made any kind of meatloaf or anything like that in the past, you know, you just kind of get right in there and just mix it all up. It only takes a second or two to get all of those ingredients really kind of mixed together. I like the sounds of all the ingredients. I've never made this before, so this ought to be interesting. And oh, a side note, underneath the title, now again, it's turkey trot meatballs. But it says for reviving sore muscles. And oh my goodness, I could really use that today. It's been a pretty good week of running, but my calves are sore. And I think that's in part because I'm changing my running stride. As you know, if you've been on the channel, you've watched some of the videos in the past, that I had some issues with my form. So I've been working on that, trying to get so I wasn't crossing my feet over when I run. But I was really kind of pulling hard the other day when I was out doing some speed work. And that speed work, when I was trying to run intervals, it was a chore. The wind, it was really windy. We've had a couple really windy days. This happened to be another pretty windy day. And it was a bit, you know, icy out there. So just, you know, getting it done. I ended the day, I woke up anyway, with some sore calf muscles. So when it says for reviving sore muscles, I'm hoping that it works. We're about to find out. Okay, so I got all of the things mixed together here. Now, what it says that we're gonna wanna do is just kind of let it set for about 15 minutes to let all of that absorb and let the, let me see. I'll read you exactly what it says. Set aside 15 minutes to absorb the moisture. Okay, so that's what we're going to do. So I'll see you back here in 15 minutes. Now they suggest using a spoon. I suppose you could use just about anything you like, maybe a quarter cup, maybe as part of a measurement, or if you had maybe an ice cream scoop. But I'm going to go with their suggestion. Simply use a spoon, and we're going to make them into roughly the size of a golf ball. Now this serves 4, and it makes 16. So a serving would be 4 meatballs. So let's go ahead and put these together. I'm just going to take a scoop with my spoon here, and I'm going to roll it up into what I hope to be roughly a golf ball size. And we'll place them out onto our pan. Now I'm just going to put these in a row, and remember that we put the parchment paper on here earlier and drizzled it with a little bit of olive oil. If we don't make quite 16, or if I make 14 or 17, that's fine. I'm just going to get an approximate size here. Now I will put the nutritional facts up on the screen. I can put those up now. I haven't calculated them yet, so I can't tell you what they're going to be, but I do like to figure that information out. So, I like to have total calories and carbs and protein, that kind of thing listed. It's just something that I like to pay attention to. Now, they don't necessarily give us that information in the Run Fast, Cook Fast, Eat Slow cookbook, and mainly because their point is they're not so worried about that as they are just getting in the right amount of exercise and that kind of thing. I think they talk about counting miles and not calories, but I still like to have some rough idea of what that is. So I will definitely include that information for you as well, since I'm going to be calculating it for myself anyway. Okay, so we've got 16 meatballs all rolled out and ready to go in the oven. So now the directions are to place it in the center rack of the oven for 15 minutes. And then at the end of that 15 minutes, we're going to take them out, we're going to flip them, and then put them back in for another 15 minutes. All right, let's get baking. Okay, so in 15 minutes, I will turn them over and cook them for another 15 minutes. In the meantime, I'm going to take the opportunity to clean up a bit of my mess, and I'll see you back here in just a couple minutes. Okay, now that the first 15 minutes is up, we need to take them out, roll them over, and put them back in for another 15. So let's get that done. Woo! got a big old face full of steam, so that's something I need to be careful of. Okay, so again, we just need to roll these over. And I'm using a fork because I think that works pretty well. These are kind of tight together. I do have a oven mitt on the one side because this pan is still pretty hot. And you can see they're cooking up pretty darn well. Well, that parchment paper sure does a good job. Okay, I think I just about got that. I'm going to stick them back in for another 15. Here's the sizzle. Don't those look delicious? I can't wait to try them out. All right, so I do want to say thank you to everyone who's commented on all the previous videos, who continue to like and subscribe to the channel. I greatly appreciate it. I'm looking forward to trying these meatballs next week. Not sure exactly what we'll prepare, but I'm sure it'll be something really delicious. Hey, thanks for making it to the end of this video. I hope you enjoyed it. I enjoyed making it for you. As always, run tall, run strong, be kind to one another. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time right here on Run Tall with Tim.